Good evening everybody, today we're back with another installment of our deep dive into Buckethead's Pike album series with Pike 3 3-foot clearance. So let's begin. Woo! Originally, Pike 3 was released December 21st, 2010, 5 months before the Pike series ever began, under the title Happy Holidays, with each cover hand-drawn by Buckethead, which would later be a common theme in the Pike series. Happy Holidays was re-released almost a year later on August 17, 2011 as Pike 3 3-foot clearance. So technically speaking, Pike 3 was the first Pike to be released, or at the very least the first Pike to be heard. And at just over 40 minutes in length, it's the longest Pike album in the entire series. Like many of the early Pike album releases, Pike 3 came with its original cover art illustrated by longtime Buckethead collaborator Frankensoos, and it was the artwork that inspired Buckethead to name the album 3-foot clearance. Glorious. The album kicks off with the excellent Griffin Spike, named after NBA star Blake Griffin, who Buckethead would also name another Pike song after on Pike 1, Crack the Sky. Cool opening riffs that immediately get you in the zone, followed by a raw, unfiltered sounding shred section at the 2.5 minute mark, before reverting back to its opening sequence. A strong start. Track 2 is dedicated to then recently deceased friend and former Praxis alumni Rammelsy, Hero of the Abyss. Heavy riffs, great pacing with a crazy tapping solo around the 3-minute mark. Another solid, enjoyable track. Track 3, Floating Graveyard, has some dark, early Black Sabbath-esque vibes with its creeping riffs and pounding drums. The song will have you majorly banging your head around 1.5 minutes in. Great stuff. Track 4, The Ballad of Jerry, named after the character from Buckethead's favourite TV show Giant Robot, is a well-paced power chord ballad. Enjoyable, but maybe not one you'd revisit first over the previous 3 tracks.
You made this trip, mister? Knowing the danger?
You see, I'm Jerry Mono, and in the Unicorn... that is... I'm a writer.
Track 5, HD Autopsy, picks up where Floating Graveyard left off, with heavy riffs, thunderous drums and numerous shred solos, all in just over 3 minutes. A glorious action-packed track. Track 6, Droid Hunt, is an up and down track that might lose a few people early on with its oddball guitar popping, but really finds its footing mid-song and ends on a real high note. Track 7, Battlefields, is a cool rock song driven along by a top-notch riff with excellent higher octave overlays. Another solid track in line with tracks 1 and 2. Track 8, Handprint Ornament, which for some strange reason is spelled with glorious double D's, is an outstanding slow ballad where Buckethead really excels and delivers more than usual. Packed full of feeling with expert delivery, for me it's the album's best track, a notch slightly above Griffin's Spike. Track 9, Three-Headed Guardian, keeps the quality of songs moving along nicely with another riff-laden track with heavy drums and excellent rhythm. Track 10, the excellently named Harpoon Lagoon, kicks off with shades of Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name Of, before going all out AC/DC style 1.5 minutes in. An enjoyable foot-stomping rocker. Unfortunately, the quality of the album at this point severely dips with the remaining 3 tracks, which is really unfortunate as the album this far has been really consistent with its quality and delivery. Track 11, Critical Leg Assignment, sees Buckethead in off-the-wall experimental mode, a song that has some cool moments but really doesn't quite flow as a song. Track 12, Siamese Butterfly, has some neat ideas, but again, doesn't flow as a song and not one you revisit anytime soon. And the final track, X-Ray, is 49 seconds long. It really doesn't need to be on the album, and in all honesty, is a very poor way to end what has been a good album. After adding up the rating I gave for each track, it came to 58.5%, which I categorise as average. The rating was severely let down by the major drop in quality of the final 3 tracks. This is a good album that up until track 11 has plenty of enjoyable moments and definitely one worth checking out. So what's your rating for Pike 3? To work out what percentage you give the album, rate each song out of 5 stars, add up your total and divide it by the total score possible, which for Pike 3 is 65. Then times it by 100. Buckethead's 3-foot clearance is a happy holiday.